Today's reaction comes after about 24, call it 29 hours after our first look of the Iconic Arcade XXL. But first, gonna get a car wash. And a courtesy dash wipe. Goes good with the basic car wash. Can't see a thing out of my window. So yeah, it's pretty cold. As of recording of this, 22 degrees. Current time 3:51. Took a little bit to get to this point, but it's starting to pick up, along with home arcades starting to pick up. We got a lot to talk about after I get out of the Jillies here and get my car washed. Yeah, we'll clean the dash later. And here we go. Okay, thank you. We'll have to come here on Mondays because it's $1 off any drink. So yeah, we'll have to make a point. Get a coffee at Big B Mondays. Tuesdays, buy one get one for $1. Okay, some deals throughout the week. Some of the cup sizes, 24 ounce, 20, and a 16. I went with the 20. Welcome to today's video. As of recording of this Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. Actually, day 2. As of recording of this, of CES happening in Las Vegas. Fabulous Las Vegas. We're in Wisconsin, where it's freezing Wisconsin. Can't stand out here too long. I don't have my gloves. It's hot. It's good. It's a good coffee. Again, trying to just kind of stay away from Starbucks. The problem with this vicinity is there's not a lot of other coffee places kind of ruled by Starbucks. The Dunkin' on the other outskirts of town. So every direction you go, there'll be a Dunkin', but it's not really in the area of where we're gonna kind of do the video tonight. I'm not really sure where we're all gonna go, but I want to talk my reaction on the Iconic Arcade Street Fighter 2 XXL cabinet. Now I know there's 2 cabinets. We'll get into that. Same games, same great taste, same different looks, same great taste. Was my reaction, and it came out at a $6.99 price point. Big year right now for what we've already seen from CES, and I think what we're gonna see down the road. We'll get into it. This is probably gonna lead, maybe the next video or two, kind of a trickle effect of, from the start of Iconic Arcade and how everything else is just kind of gonna align on how I kind of see it. I just kind of wanted to process this for the last 24, 29, 30 hours, and I got a pretty good feel for it. We'll talk about it. And the door was not frozen when I opened it, so yeah, good sign. 19K Fox's short did the best visual out of everything I saw, and it was right here. Watch when he grabs that joystick. 2 things from that joystick, and I'm not knocking anything, but I want to clarify one thing. First of all, the look of those 2 cabinets right next to each other in the short was the best visual I saw out of everything I saw. Now, I have not watched every bit of content yet that has to do with these machines, but for the most part, that was the best look that I had seen. Everything looks it looked shiny, it looked just so crisp. The marquee may not look 100%. We'll compare a marquee in a second. But when he grabbed the joystick, the way it just kind of snapped back, that was awesome. There was something though. He said Arcade1up never gave us this. They did. I just want to state that they did. And I'll get into that at the end of the video. No real knock on anything, but I just want to kind of just clarify that they did give us that. Only once though. Remember the bat tops that we changed at Best Buy? The blue are on the, this is ideal now. That the red is supposed to be on the right and the blue on the left, but they snap just like that. In his short, that's exactly the sound, that's exactly the look that joystick made on the Street Fighter 2 cabinet. I mean, that is awesome. There's one Arcade1up cabinet that came like that, but just one. And it's no has to be Arcade1up or it has to be another company. I don't have a preference. I don't really care what company it is, as long as they give us new titles. They give us stuff, especially having online play. Steel Gunner's here. I don't know if I've ever seen a steel gunner, maybe at Galloping Ghost. It's hard to remember because there was probably 970 arcades there, arcade cabinets, when I did the tour, probably, I don't know, 8-9 months ago. Yeah, steel gunner, 2-player, Namco. Now this video is going to transition into a part 2, and just mind you, this Namco right here, I'll get into that probably tomorrow. I want to focus on the Iconic Arcade. Namco is Namco. This is kind of up in the air, but I came here to just do this because that's how it was in 19K Fox's short. But I will say that those 2 cabinets are the closest thing that we have seen in a very long time that resembles anything like this. And kind of mentioned the marquee. I mean, if you look at this marquee for a second, you know, when Sables does a marquee, they don't look like this. I mean, they are shiny. They stick out. You know, an actual marquee it does kind of wash out a little bit. I mean, it's the fact. So we like it, you know, crystal clear. And I think that, you know, if there's anything you don't like about the Iconic Arcade, the Iconic Arcade, yeah, I'm sure Sables, I'm sure Retro 530, I'm sure somebody will have replacements. Other than that, there's probably nothing you really need to replace, just from what I've seen, as far as that, you know, aesthetics. But yeah, just throwing it out there that not every marquee is going to be perfect. Zoomies has closed. They are completely empty. Still have Mona Lisa though. Mona Lisa. Pretty empty. Pretty Auntie Anne's still open, but Cinnabon is closed. The mall on a Wednesday night. Some stores like this Express Cabinets, it's like they're doing good, but yeah, others non-existent. Might have to come back here tomorrow. I think there's a reason why we got a claw machine, and I just realized it now. I think with Street Fighter 2, it's a safe bet. We didn't get an XL for Street Fighter 2. A lot of us wanted it, but we got a ton of different variations. How is this going to stack up? How are they going to sell these? So, you know, I have 3 of them. Like, how do I buy in? What if Arcade1up would have gave us a Street Fighter 2 XL? What would Iconic Arcade have come out with first? Just throwing it out there. Just thought of it. Just looking at the what if. I mean, just kind of a, you know, parallel universe. I got this article, The Nerdy, from my buddy Garage Gamer. Iconic Arcade launches 2 Street Fighter 2 cabinets. And in this article, they break down the games. Comes with 14, you know, kind of regurgitating here, you know, the news you already know. There's 2 different skins. They have some different renders here of the cabinets. And after 19K Fox's short, they both look good. I mean, honestly, I like the 90s look. I was talking to Ezekiel, Chicago Retro Ranger, last night about it. I like this. I had this, you know, similar cabinet. Was my first Street Fighter 2. It was the Capcom Legacy. Didn't have the online. These have online. You know, 14 games. A lot of similarities to, you know, kind of the final cabinets that John D, you know, gave us with Arcade1up. But all in all, both cabinets, you could argue the fact, you know, I mean, if you were that serious about it, getting both cabinets, I mean, what, you know, they look that good. Now, when P-Dubs did a live stream yesterday, it's when I caught, you know, wind. The first images I did see were on P-Dubs stream, just briefly. I was at work. It was my lunch break, and that's when I found, you know, the site for the Iconic Arcade, and then, you know, selecting the region, and then it gives us the options here to pre-order either variant. And the thing with the pre-order, I'll just click on one of them. Here's the beginning of the Fomo. Originally $7.99, even though it just came out. If you pre-order, you know, you save $100 right here. Free shipping. So let's just say taxes between $6.99. Maybe there's no taxes. I mean, it's happened. There's cabinets that I've picked up that I wasn't taxed on. Worst case scenario, it's $735. Nonetheless, you're getting the free shipping, and it does give you the options. You can make the full payment, or you can make the partial. $699. Very similar to some of the Arcade1ups that I've purchased. Some of the Arcade1ups that come out right away at that $699 price point. Think about some of the XLs, Costco XLs, $599 for Pac-Man. Midway Golden Tee, $599. Killer Instinct was $1,000. I paid $699 for my Golden Tee XL. First impression on the price, I think it should be $599. They're building the FOMO already by saying, kind of the at games are out. Pre-order now, save the money. Knowing that, like the next time at games announces something, and if I'm gonna get it, and you're gonna save money initially, yeah, pre-order. But I have a feeling that after pre-order, the price is gonna remain at $699. This is what gives it away. Going back to the nerdy, the cabinets will retail for $699 and ship in the second quarter through stores such as Amazon, Nebraska Furniture Mart, Target, Walmart, and Wayfair. Additional cabinets and titles will be announced throughout 2025. So the thing that I want to throw out right after reading that is this is going to be a very busy year. So if you purchase something, there's nothing wrong. If you've pre-ordered either one, I'm not knocking that. I am tempted to pre-order. I'm given a reason why I haven't yet. I'm still undecided if I'm going to pre-order, if I'm going to wait, if I'm going to pass. I have 3 Street Fighter 2 cabinets. Why am I going to pick this up? I'll get to that. But just throwing that out there, that it's not just Iconic Arcade, there are other companies. And that's why I kind of wanted to break this down into a couple different videos and start off with the banger, because this is the news of CES. There's no doubt about it. Iconic Arcade has 2 double XL cabinets. If they made all cabinets like this, I would slowly trade out, wean out some of my cabinets and go bigger. $699, it's a steep price. My concern is one small thing. They say there's more stuff coming. How certain are they that we're gonna get more? And if you buy now and something else comes out, are you gonna regret, hey, I wish I would have made this purchase, I should have waited, because now they have Robotron, now they have Smash TV, now they have Mortal Kombat double XL. It'd be a hot mess. But that's not the only thing. That's not what really concerns me. I kind of just planned that it's gonna be a costly year for us. Like, we're gonna have a lot to spend because we've kind of been in a drought, and all of a sudden there's gonna be 3-4 things that we're all gonna want, and we're just gonna buy it. Something else concerns me though. Retro gaming is gonna be huge for years to come. It will probably outlive us. But how much of a demand are home arcades in 2025? Honestly, how many of us are there? We're all gonna buy it. How many cabinets do they need to sell? How many Street Fighter 2s do they need to sell for them to give us something else, like a new release, something we have not seen? Let's just Spy Hunter, throwing something out like that. Forget the Turtles XL for a second, the X-Men XL. How many of us want Qbert? Are they going to be able to physically sell those to us? Are they going to be able to create those? Will other people buy into these? The only reason I bring that up is because when I saw the retailers, it scares me, because that's what's holding the new stuff now, were the retailers. If this was just going to be like a direct-to-consumer thing, I feel a little bit more comfortable. But now we're seeing Target, Walmart, Wayfair, Nebraska Furniture Mart. Does that factor in on what exactly we'll get in the future? The last thing the retailers want is inventory sitting around. Now, they sold out most of it in 2024. They don't want a reoccurrence of that. I'm not knocking either variant here of the Street Fighter 2. I'm not knocking, for the most part, the price, but I think, you're establishing a new product. If you're offering the pre-order, $599. After the pre-order, in June, what is it? The first shipment, I think it was like June 14th, June 15th. Then you bump it to $699. You say, you should have pre-ordered. You would have saved the $100 just to get people, you know, as many people as you could to jump on that. $5.99, because that's, I think $5.99 would have got me right now to say, I've decided to pre-order Street Fighter 2. When you look at the dimensions, it's just a hair bigger than an XL. So I can see why they're calling it the double XL. It's perfect size. I mean, it's perfect for, you know, kind of the next phase for home arcades. And don't get me wrong, I was late into getting into, you know, getting the Arcade1ups, and then I got the iArcade, the AT games, the MDSX, and then I got the ALP. This is kind of, you know, phase 2. Look at the Avengers movies, you know, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. We're into that phase now. We're into this phase where it's going to be bigger and better things. But how many of us are on board for that? How many of us are going to buy it? We're going to buy in. We're going to say, okay, I'm going to spend $700 on another arcade cabinet, and then when they announce something else, I'm going to spend another $700. Are we all doing that? Are we all on board? That's what they're banking on. And what about everything else that's going to come out? This should have been the XL. I mean, we all got this because it was the closest thing. It was something new, and it was a temporary. It was like a Band-Aid. It was to kind of just heal the wound, stop the bleeding for a little bit, and now they give us the double XL. I mean, I like it. You know, like I'm excited for these. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards this. Again, I'm not gonna pre-order. Not today. My mind could change. You know me. I'm all over the grid most of the time. But this is what we should have got in 2023 when this was released. Instead, we just got more deluxe cabinets, and that works. Here's the thing: is there's people who prefer the deluxe. I stated, you know, a long time ago, give someone the chance to get the NBA Jam Deluxe or Shaq Jam. I think that the Deluxe will be more of what people are looking for, because it's not going to take up as much room. Now it's kind of a bad example because it's a 4-player cabinet, but they're small enough and people can just put more in a room, plus they'll all match. You know, you put an XL in the mix, you put a double XL in the mix, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. Stick out like a sore thumb, not stand out. Stick out like a sore thumb. I am at the end of the mall where Boston Store used to sit, and right here is the best Hallmark store I've ever been to. There is activity going on. I think, you know, things are starting to change here. The reason I came to the mall to talk about this, because we're in that same transition with the home arcades. They're giving us something that we've always wanted. It's not exactly the new title we always wanted, but it's the cabinet, and it's the start. It's kind of the trial run. How is this going to do? It will determine on what else we're going to get. And you know, it could be 3-4 cabinets this year. It could be just these. It could be another one later on in the year. I mean, who really knows? But it's a good kind of selling point, advertise, to say, hey, there's more coming. It's like turning around that box of Secret Wars or the superpowers and say, collect them all. Eventually you'll be able to turn around the iArcade and say, Iconic Arcade, oh my gosh, and say, collect them all. So right out this door is where Boston Store used to sit, and it is completely leveled. There is nothing left. We came right out here, and we were able to stand underneath what used to be the old entrance. I mean, look at this. It's just going forward. That's what Iconic Arcade is. It's moving forward, isn't it? Okay, it's cold. I'm going back in. And when I say a hair bigger than the XL, I want to say the XL is about 22 wide. So this is 23 wide. Comes out 28. I would say the XL, that's a hard one. I would say 26, 27. 67 inches high, that's as tall as my Killer Instinct. I don't know if Pac-Man, I think Pac-Man XL is 65. 66, 65 is Golden Tee, so 67 I believe it's Shack Jam and Killer Instinct Pro. So if you have those, if you've went in front of them before, that's going to be the height of the Iconic Arcade. So yeah, it's gonna, I mean, look at this person right here. This is probably me standing next to it. Like it's gonna, it's gonna look like and feel like a real arcade machine. And a selling point for me is the online. You see right here, the online multiplayer. So I'm a beat 'em up guy. You have Knights of the Round on here. You have Final Fight. That's good enough for me. I have those online. Why would I be interested? Because of the size. I mean, it's a double X. That's enough for me. If it has online, and I don't know if I want to pick up anything in the future without online. And the fact that there are a little bit of beat 'em ups. Not sure why they didn't include something like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I don't know, Alien versus Predator. Maybe they're saving that. Maybe this is going to be a Capcom heavy product. That's a possibility. We could say, well, Mortal Kombat could be next. Could be Smash TV Robotron. It might be more Capcom titles. Could be, year one here, Capcom heavy, and maybe it's a Big Blue next. I mean, I guess that's a possibility. I don't know how many times we'll come back here and still see stuff. It might get torn down. I mean, they're putting apartments right here at the end. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with this retailer. I have no idea. Maybe they stay. Maybe it's a different store. Nonetheless, I think this is probably doing good over here. So I would say that they're going to fill this in with something to attract people to keep coming to the mall. Everyone that's here is pretty much mall walking. There are a few stores open, but I mean, for a Wednesday night, of course it is freezing out. I mean, we're probably in the teens temperature-wise right now. People come in here, they can exercise. But yeah, just remembering one of the best Hallmark stores I've ever been to. Yeah, 18 degrees. That's probably why, we're seeing a lot of people, mall walking in here, and nice, probably 67 degrees in here. When I first saw this on P-Dub's live stream, I was like, oh my gosh, am I really gonna pre-order? I always say I'm not gonna pre-order anymore because it never works out. The last pre-order I did was the Alpha Evercade and the bar top, and it got delayed in shipping a little bit. Now with the weather and with Christmas, with Black Friday, with all that wrapped in there, I can understand that. I'm not going to blame Evercade for this or the seller. It's just when you put something on a parcel service, who knows? You're just kind of like put a letter in the mailbox and say good luck. It took a long time. I might have been better off just waiting and just buying it direct. I might have got it faster. I don't want that to happen again. Every time I pre-order, that's what happens, and that's what's keeping me from pre-ordering. Also, the price, like I stated, that it's probably going to be $6.99 when it hits Target. So why wouldn't I just wait? Do I really need to pre-order for something that's not coming until the middle of June? And by that time, it could be pushed out another couple of weeks. Who knows? So for right now, I'm not gonna pressure myself into pre-ordering because that's like 6 months away. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna get it. Doesn't mean that I'm not gonna get it. I don't need to make a decision right this very second. I'm not worried about pre-ordering Street Fighter 2 and then Arcade1up next week saying we got this coming out, or at Game saying okay, the Legends Ultimate 4K is coming out now. I'm not worried about something that's going to be that close, or something from Unico, another MVSX. I mean, anything can happen. This could be the year where people take some chances. I don't know how many people are left that are going to fill another room or redo their arcade with a new product. It could happen. I'm interested in doing that. I know everyone watching this will be interested in doing that, but I can understand why Arcade1up gave us a claw machine, why they gave us a Wheel of Fortune casino-cade, a photo booth. they're attracting other customers. I mean, we knew this. How many people are really interested into getting more arcade cabinets? How do you get those people interested in getting arcade cabinets? I think the displays are good. Target has Class of 81 right now. Best Buy has Arcade1ups on display. Other stores, other retailers are doing this. Nebraska Furniture Mart, Apt Electronics. I don't know how many they need to sell to give us another title, but that's the promise. That's the promise they're making, is there's more coming later on in 2025. The only thing that's bothering me is the Fomo engine is pedal to the metal right now. Everything that we're seeing, and that's why I didn't want to just do a building Fomo video and just kind of breaking things down. Are you comfortable with the $699? Are you intrigued on getting a Street Fighter 2 when there's been 4 of them that have pretty much the same games? I know there's a couple different here, but I'm just, for me, I would be getting it for the beat 'em ups, which I have already, but there's online. So other people who are going to get this that I don't play online with, that I'd like to play online, is enough to get me to get this, plus the look of it. But I don't like the Fomo builder. You're saving $100 now, pre-order, or we don't want these selling out. If it sells out, it sells out. It wasn't meant to be. I have learned to just kind of accept that, but I'm having heavily deja vu of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 right now. They built that so much, and we could still probably find one. I know it's probably technically by now, forget X-Men 97, probably as far as the skin for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, probably finally sold out now. What was that, 2022? It took 2.5 years for that to happen. They're pushing it just like that. I don't want to be pushed unless it's going to be cheaper now than when they actually hit retail. Strategy in home arcades is, it's right now you're getting the best price. You're getting the best deal right now. Pre-order now before the price goes up. It's like this timer, and it never works out for me. Every time that Arcade1up did like a 24-hour sale at Best Buy, it never worked out that I was ready, financially, billing cycle-wise, everything to make that call. And that's how everything operates now. I just don't want to be pushed into spending a lot of money. I am not knocking anyone that has pre-ordered this. I understand completely, and don't think that I don't want to pre-order. I want to get this cabinet, but it comes out in June. I don't want to make a decision tonight. It's not like I'm going to have something to put together, later on in the week. Just processing it. And, for all I know, I could end up with both of them. I have no idea. Every time we get something new, one leaves. It's the next man up. If somebody gets injured on your team, it's the next man up. I'm not saying I'm going to get both of them, but I'm just stating I'm excited about this. This blows my expectations. I wasn't planning on being interested in a Street Fighter 2. It looks pretty good. I don't really know about the online. I'm excited. I don't want to make a decision right now, but I just kind of wanted to break this down that Fomo is up and running, and everything you see from CES is going to be Fomo driven. And don't let that kind of persuade you into making a purchase. Do it because you want it, not because you think that this is going to sell out, or you're saving a ton of money right now. I think the price is going to stick. From everything that I have kind of observed in the last day, it seems like it's kind of right down the middle. 50-50. People interested, people not really interested in this. So it's kind of where I think the community is kind of staying, half and half right now. There's no doubt that would have been the next Arcade1up XL if John D was still with Arcade1up. It was in the works, but we ended up getting the Deluxe. We got the Deluxe HS5 instead of the XL. Now we got it. And, if you have XLs, if you Pac-Man, Shack Jam, if you have any of the XLs, this is perfect for you. I mean, this is the reason to get it. Like, you're recreating this. Now, not exactly this room, but you're recreating an arcade. And most of us came to a mall and we played arcades, and that's what they're giving us. That's what they've been selling to us since 2018, 2019, and they've been getting bigger and better. And it's the truth. It's going to push other companies to give us stuff. It may not be stuff we want, but it's going to cause a ripple effect, and we're going to get into what that really means for Arcade1up tomorrow. Pros and cons. It's both good and bad with getting the Iconic Arcade XXL. Why would it be bad? Because it could cost us an arm and a leg. Guys, if this works out, people buy in, it will lead to more titles, bigger and better cabinets. Just giving us better controls, better buttons, a bigger screen, a bigger cabinet. That's all we wanted. They'll give us new titles, but just taking everything that we have, imagine Time Crisis just being a little bit bigger, having something similar like this, giving us just a little bit more. I mean, it's possible. It's gonna be a wild 2025. Whether we're excited about Street Fighter 2, it's the fact of you're giving us a new form factor we want in. Will we get newer stuff? And it all, I guess, depends on how this does. The Fomo, engine is pushing, and it's gonna work at you. It's gonna work at me, and just make the decision on what you think. Do you want this cabinet? Do you want to sell? You want to go through the hassle of selling an Arcade1up, your Big Blue, your HS5 Deluxe, your Yoga Flame, your Shinku Hadouken, the Capcom Legacy, to bring this in? Having a new community, for the most part, online platform of playing these online with people. And how is that going to happen with Knights of the Round? I wanted to talk about that. Will this be different? Will it actually be 3 players on some of these games versus the 2? So, with all that being said, and that might have got answered on a video that I haven't seen yet, but if it's like that, that's going to get a lot of people, to buy in, and a lot of people excited for this. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to weigh in on the Iconic Arcade. I like it. I can see it. I can. It's exciting for me to see this. It's like getting another XL. It's a double XL, but I don't know about the $699 right now. I just don't want to pre-order on it if it's gonna, stay the same price going into June. But we'll see you tomorrow. It reminds me of 2021, 2022. You'd buy something, and then something else is announced, and then something else, and it's just like, oh my gosh, the second I just bought something, the next month, the next 2 months, there's another release. Things come back. We did get it. Could be better than this. But control-wise, height-wise, very similar. You have the light-up coin doors. Not sure about functional. It's not really, what's better. It's just we were close, and now we got it. So if you have XLs, it's a perfect fit. There's no doubt about it. It's just, don't let the Fomo decide for you. This is obviously the way to go, okay? There's no comparison. Don't get me wrong, first impressions, I like it. It's actually the first cabinet that will have both of these online. Both of them on the same cabinet. If you're a fan of beat 'em ups, if you're a fan of Street Fighter 2, it's a no-brainer. It's definitely a step up from either one of these, and it could open the door for, like I said, another Big Blue, but that's for another video.